welcome to Crafty Aims Workshop. And today we are going to start a series on how to make a junk journal or an altered book. But before I wanted to do that, I wanted to show you all the ones that I've made already. If you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you may have figured out that I love making or altering books. So I wanted to show you a few of them before we get into the series. So the first one we have is the one I made. My very first video was making this one. And I had a fun time making it. You guys got to watch me make some mistakes and figure things out. I just used paper, used some scrap paper, and I believe I did use an manila envelope for this one. I have pockets and little things that stick out of that. This one I did not make on camera. I made this a while ago. And this one I made with a cereal box, I believe. I sewed a fabric down on it. And then I put a variety of different papers in it for doing my artwork in. And this is just a little mini one. It's really small. It's probably like 4 by 3 or something like that. So it's a really cute one. I had a little button here and I was taking these and wrapping it around so that you can see the cute little beads there. But it fell off, so I'm going to have to redo that. So there's another example of an altered book, or a book I made. This one actually came from a box, trash. Oh, and here's the back of it, or the spine. This is how I sewed all the signatures in. So there's another one. Here's another example. This one I used an actual envelope, and I kept the envelope the way it is, and I put a napkin over top of it. This I used for a vacation that we had a couple years back, and I have yet to finish it. But here's just an example of some of the things that I put in here. Just some memories, receipts, pictures, artwork, you name it, it's in this book. And eventually, I got a little pocket here. One of these days, I'm going to put some actual pictures of us on our trip, and then I'm going to seal it up. But there's another example of a junk journal. This is one of those magazine journals, or like a traveler's notebook, but I made this one so thick that there's no way you could get that in a traveler's notebook. But I got this idea from another YouTuber, but I was going to do write out some of the highlights of the Bible in this one. But what I did, it's a magazine, and I just glued paper down on each of the pages. I folded the pages in half, and then I glued this regular tea-stained paper or coffee-stained paper in here, and then I washi taped every edge. But I can do a video on that if you guys are interested in that. But I cut down the magazine. There's a bunch of YouTubers who have done this as well. Very fun to do. I've learned a lot from doing that one, and probably if I were to do it again, I would do it a little bit differently. This is an actual junk journal that I made for myself a long time ago. Well, I won't say a long time ago, a couple years ago maybe. This one has yet to be finished, but it definitely has just junk in it. And junk and stickers and just things that have gone on in my life. And it's just fun. There's an envelope. This is a real junk journal. There's a little pocket, so I can alter these pages any way I want. There's a little envelope that I made into a pocket. That's from a pharmacy. And this is just an actual junk journal. You can look that up. There's thousands of them online that you can go and get all kinds of inspiration from. Maybe one day I'll make one of those from actual just junk mail. Then I have a video. I do have a video on this one. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this one. This is my composition notebook junk journal, and it has all kinds of junk and things that I love, and just artwork and gluing and you name it, it's in here. Fun book. I love working in it. I recommend everyone making one. So that's another idea. This is my winter journal. Every year I've been doing a couple pages in it, and this is from a magazine. This is a puzzle I got at Dollar Tree, and I just started gluing things that I love in here. Little quotes and songs, and little pictures that I found in sales papers, and here's some cartoons I found in the newspaper. And that's about it for that. But this was made from a magazine. I didn't cut it down or anything. I did rip out pages and I glued pages together. And this on top is just wrapping paper. So there's another example of a book that you can make. This one, I'm not finished with it yet, but it's a background journal, and you can do some artsy stuff in it just for background. So there's that one. That's another composition notebook. I love those. And then I do have a video on me making the Big John. This guy I love. Only done two pictures in it, but this is made out of a cereal box and newspaper. And here's one of the pages I did. And then the second page, which you guys haven't seen yet, is this one. And I'm gonna just keep doing artwork in here every so often. Put something in there that I just feel the need to paint or whatever. But it's such a big book. I love it because it's such a big book. And it's for practice for me. I think this one really did turn out pretty good, if I must say so myself. But, so the whole point of all of this, of showing you all this, is that there's more than one way to alter a book or a magazine, or using different materials. And so you guys be free and figure out, be creative and figure out how you would like to make one. But in the next, I'm going to try out a new type of junk journal that I have not done, or maybe an altered book is really what I need to say. I'm going to try this new way out. I haven't done it yet, and hopefully it'll work out. So let me get started with that. I don't know how many videos there's going to be of this, probably 3, 4, at the most 5, but I don't know if I'll get that long. I hope not. And I hope to make them under 10 minutes each, so that you guys can start doing your altered book as soon as possible. Hi everybody, welcome to Crafty Aims Workshop, and today we're going to be working on how to make a beautiful junk journal, or you might want to call it an altered book. So the first step is finding a book. So you need something with a hardcover. You need something that doesn't smell. If you go to used bookstores and try to find books, make sure you smell the book. You don't want anything that has a musty, moldy smell to it. It's not fun to flip through books that have that smell to it. I can't stand it. I have to throw the books away because they're no good. So make sure your cover is in decent shape and in good condition, because the less work you have to do, the better. So if you've got a big gash in the front, you can still use it, but you're going to have to work a little bit harder on it. So I would recommend a book with pretty pristine cover, front, back, and the sides. And again, you can still use books that are kind of messed up, but I don't recommend it. It's not as fun. It takes a bit longer. I'm actually going to be using an encyclopedia that I found at a used bookstore that I shop at quite often. And this was in their free bin. So if you guys can find books that are free, that's even better. I know people who will go to the Dollar Tree and they have lots of books up there for $1. So if you want to alter any of those books because you feel weird about using an old book, that's fine too. Get yourself $1 priced book and go for it. I'm using a larger book, but you can use smaller books. You can use any size book and alter it. It doesn't matter. This one has over 300 pages. It's 368 pages. I recommend a book that is going to be an inch or thicker. So, and the reason is you're going to be putting a whole lot of stuff in here and it's going to fill up really quick if you have something really thin. So the thicker the book, probably the better. Make sure your spine is in really good condition if you can help it. And that's the outside of it and the inside of it. If your spine on the inside here is messed up, if it's broken, completely broken, you may not want to fool with that book because it's really hard to work with. Just get a book that opens well, is not broken in the center. Also, if you want, it is better to get books that are sewn in the middle, like this one looks like it's sewn in the middle, but it's not a big deal. Step 2, we are going to prepare the pages. So what we're going to do, especially in my book, this is an encyclopedia. If you don't have an encyclopedia or a book that has a bunch of pictures in it, you can skip this section. You don't have to worry about it. I have a bunch of photos in here and pictures from different things, and so I'm going to go in and I'm going to harvest any pictures that I think might be usable in this project or in other projects in the future. So how I do that is get yourself a thin mat. This is one of those cutting sheets that you can get from Dollar Tree, and you get 2 for $1 in a package. You're going to need a razor blade, and then just start going through. I've already started, so I'm going to go to the pages where I have left off, and all you're going to do is take out any of the pictures that you like. So I think this picture is pretty cool. I might use that in something. So I'm going to, oh, there's another picture there that I like. That's probably the only page I'm going to take out there. If I had multiple pages like that, then I would just slice them all together. But on this page, I only have one page to slice off. So I'm just going to put my plastic sheet right in the middle of the spine here. I'm going to take my razor blade. Be very careful. These will definitely hurt you. Don't push too hard. The pages, they're just real thin pages. I ended up hurting my plastic sheet here because I pushed too hard and I ended up cutting it. So just take your page, hug your blade next to the edge here, and slice. I like to keep a little bit of paper in there, just so that it keeps the spine in good condition, and it won't hinder any problem. We won't have any problems later on. It'll stay intact. So just go through your pages and look for pictures you might be interested in and get them all out. Okay guys, you can see here I didn't take a whole lot out, but there are some I did. You can kind of see the spaces there. Okay, now we're going to the next phase, and we're going to be doing spacing and getting this book in better order with the spacing of the pages and making sure there's enough space to put stuff in here. So we've got to take more pages out, and to do that, how we're going to do that is we're going to do 2 pages and then take out 6 pages. Then we're going to do 2 pages and take out 6 pages. Now that's for people who have not altered their book already. If you haven't taken any pages out, go ahead and keep 2, take out 6. If you've done what I've done and you have taken some out already, then you're going to have to figure it out pretty much on your own. So I've got 2 pages here. I didn't take any out on that one, but I did take some out here. So I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took out 5 here, so I'm going to take out 1 more. If you don't like the spacing, then you can come up with your own spacing. This is just what I've decided to go with, and hopefully it'll work. So keep 2, get rid of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take out 6. And it's okay to keep a little bit of an overlap, because you can glue those down to the page underneath it, and that way it keeps your spine nice and neat. Okay, 1, 2, and then there aren't any pages there, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't see any pages within those pages where I've already taken some out, so we're going to go with that. Take your knife again and just hug it up against it. Don't cut yourself. You may have to go over it a few times, and that's okay. Okay, and then just keep doing that. Okay, I am all finished. As you can see, quite a few pages have been taken out. And that's what you want, because you're going to be filling this up with more paper. So eventually it will be kind of chunky. But I've got probably 63 pages in this book, and there were 368. So I've taken out quite a few. I have gotten to save quite a few, and then there's some here that I can use for other stuff, or I can just throw away. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Please stay tuned for more. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and push that notification bell, and stay tuned for more crafty happiness. I'll see you all next week. Bye!